Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with our friend and mental health counselor once again, Katherine Zitterbart, joining us here today from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, internationally certified trauma-informed sex educator, also a counselor that specializes in working with neurodivergent individuals. So we are back with her today, and KT, we should call her KTZ to be exact. That's the website. Go to KAYTEEZEE.com. Welcome back to the show today. How are you?
I gotta be honest with you, Jill. I feel like the world is on fire and I'm like caught up in the middle of a storm. I'm unable to orient myself. I almost canceled our conversation today. And then I was like, you know what? First of all, I was too late. And secondly,
never too late.
But also, don't I look like I'm coming in from heaven with the lights behind me?
Oh, it's very angelic.
If anybody's looking at it, I hope that's okay. But I'm so much about the tools that I'm instructing are practical. I thought we could just talk a little bit about feeling like the world is on fire. Like we don't even have to label or name for what reason. My goodness. And maybe just some things we can do to like discharge some of that or like move the body if you're starting to feel a little shut down, so that anybody listening or watching can walk away with a couple actual useful tools.
Beautiful.
That's what I thought we could do today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it because the world is on fire and
the world is on fire.
Crazy. Yep.
Yeah. So, because I am a interactive human, and you said that you're cool with the conversation. I'm just curious, are you cool with talking about a little bit about how you're feeling, or I can share how I'm feeling?
Absolutely. I'm an open book, anything. Absolutely.
So I know you've got young ones and we've got lots going on, and I'm just curious about like how we're holding the mom heart.
Well, to be honest with you, the mom heart is so sad for all these children and families. And you hear this horror that's going on, right? Versus Israel and Palestine and Hamas. And, we're hearing about children being beheaded and murdered. It's just disgusting. But I have a 6 and 8-year-old.
Let's take a big breath in through our nose, out of the mouth. 2 more. And like, it's like you're trying to blow out a candle with the exhale. Okay. See what happens when we name the scary thing.
Yeah.
Naming the scary thing makes it very, very, very real. I didn't mean to set this up in this way, truly.
No.
But I know like there's the reflection of like all the concern an adult would have for the humans, for the planet. We have so much understanding about some of the structure, regardless of what our position in it or belief is. Like we understand we're in this big structure and our kids are just having an experience.
Yes.
The parts of us that feel afraid, the parts of us that are scared, the parts of us that are freaking out are like children.
Yeah.
So
it's so true.
So can I refer us back to the sense of bum?
Yeah.
Remember, like, so if you're driving your car, you're not going to do it. Well, actually, if you're at a stop sign, do it and then film it and tell me.
Yeah.
But like whatever surface you're on, that you're just literally, I call it sense of bum, that we're just like, just walk a little bit. Now you have a sense of bum. You have a sense of bum.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you're feeling sad in your heart.
Yeah. Very sad, angry, frustrated, nauseous, sickening.
Ooh. That's a lot, right?
When you're watching it on the news, you see it. You're seeing the blood. You're seeing the devastation. You're seeing the bombs. And
so let's take a breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. So if we were like in the thing together, what I'm noticing right now is that you're using eyes to describe your experience. You see this, I'm watching this, you see that, I'm watching that. So I might suggest, if we were together, I would say, oh, pick something to look at, Jill. that's not that, that you enjoy.
Oh, my
There we
water.
go.
Okay.
No, that's fine. The
I do.
water bottle,
Okay.
the water bottle. No, even that. And describe it to me physically.
It's smooth.
Mhm.
It's I like the packaging. It's Poland Spring.
What do
It's
you like
smooth.
about the
It's
packaging?
comforting and it's cold. It feels
It's
good.
cold. See,
Yeah.
now I can't see that it's cold from here. Did you get it from your
Oh,
refrigerator?
you're right. Yeah, before, well, a while ago. Yeah. It was in the
Okay.
fridge. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes when I drink out of my water bottle, I feel guilty because I never drink enough because I have cats and gravity.
Yeah.
So I have a slightly different relationship to water bottle.
Got it.
But like, are we starting to? So because you're telling, this is just how I would approach this moment in a conversation, but because you're going to the sense of sight.
Yes. I'm
I would want to invite a little bit of disruption to that circuit, that mind circuit, by giving you something else to direct your attention on, which would be pick something up and tell me what it is.
mm-hmm.
And that at least just gets you in a different relationship to that sense.
Yeah.
And so now you know that you can just consider a thing. You don't necessarily have to, are you the water bottle? No.
No.
It is an idea. It is a terrifying fucking idea. The world is on fire. Oh my God, everything's going to happen. We're all going to die and it's all tomorrow. And believe me, I have brain cancer 17 times a day. I'm so good at it because I've survived cancer. And then I go, up, I'm feeling it, right? Like I'm feeling it through my nerves. So I'm going to go physical. I'm feeling it through my ears. I'm going to go listen to music. It's a way to disrupt. I think about it like disruption.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember that smile we did? Do you remember? Nobody remembers. But see, she's smiling now. You bring the tip of your tongue to
Don't
that ridge
remember.
behind your upper teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remember who was the stranger on the internet. And bring that gentle smile to your lips. Let's bear in mind that as terrifying as an idea is, it is a thought. It is an idea. And we can bear that in mind, like way up in the ethers to the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're the grown-ups, so we need to have some kind of distance when we're entering into loving kindness space with our young ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this works all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying this works linearly. So now we're smiling. And now we're going to get your hands back into it. And you put your hands on your heart and you smile to your heart, knowing that there are big, scary, terrible, frightening things, and we all have to deal with them because holy shit. But also right now, right now I'm here. Right now I can feel. When I'm working with dissociation, especially online, I'll be like, you have to be real first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can feel, but make it real. So if it's an idea, make it real. If it's a sensation in the body, what might you write it down? How might it look like this is why yoga works, by the way, right? Because we go into a shape.
Mm-hmm.
We hold an intention in the shape. This is if you're practicing yoga, not if you're doing yoga.
Got it.
Right. But fancy Sanskrit word, Garuda Asana. Fancy, yeah. The eagle god. There's a god of an eagle. I don't know him well, but I like the idea of it. And you make your body into this pretzel, which makes no sense. What does an eagle have to do with pretzel? I don't know. And I'm doing the pretzel and it's Garuda Asana. And finally somebody says, as above, so below. And I'm like, oh, that's right, because the eagle has perspective. And then the shape of Garuda Asana creates an infinity with my body. And so I can be contemplating so many ways, but some days I just want to give myself a big hug, and that's all I'm going to do. And that's all I do. So the idea, making it real and then doing things with it. I'm just in a conversation right now with a colleague because I'm writing teacher training and I'm trying to make some of these concepts tangible. Is she giving, she's nodding. This is good. I'm very good at being abstract, but I would say make it a game.
Okay.
But also like I notice where where I get so activated, I would call it, where the arousal is so much that I either just like check out or go to rage. I can't say that you do that, but I do. I go to rage. If I go to rage, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time there. I don't have a lot of room for rage in my body. If I shut down, I'm going to go into shallower waters, right? So a lot of what somatics does is, instead of saying like, this is a that response, this is a trauma response, this is a stress, who cares? It says, how am I, what happens when this happens? And so you're just asking questions of your literal self, your actual physical body. With children, to be redirecting that attention, that kindness, that whatever back to self starts to create a lived experience of what a lot of scientists like to call emotional regulation, or regulating we need a regulated child. Got to regulate your child, Jill. Make sure they get all the check marks. Come on, who children are little DNA strands unraveling to infinity.
Exactly. Yep.
So the somatic approach would say, you're very, excited about this, scared about this, somebody on the, okay, good. Let's make it into a thing and then do something with the thing. It's symbology. Children are doing it all the time anyway. Let's play house. Let's play that. Why don't we do it as grownups? Why did we stop? This is how trauma healing happens. Trauma heals our inner children, not the grown-up. Mm-hmm. So let's play with our kids.
Yeah.
And also, when it's a big scary thing and you notice the sense that's associated with, oh, I see this, you could turn off the TV. You could practice looking in different ways. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to a museum?
Yeah.
Have you ever been guided by a docent in a museum?
I've never heard of the word docent.
Docent.
I call them the guides. Okay, but yes. I never heard of that word. What is it?
Docent, darling.
Oh, I never heard of that.
In my household, you would call it a docent.
Oh, okay. I learned something new today. But yes, I call it museum tour guide. Yeah.
Exactly. But they give you context for the art. They help you look at it away. And each docent's going to have a slightly different take on it. And every time you look at it, you might look at it different. Right. But then like the bigger thing is, what makes it art in the first place? Why is it in the museum? We can ask. So, and this is where we can start asking the big cultural questions that are as big as what's happening in the Middle East, without having to feel into the Middle East, but just practicing thinking bigger and bigger. And I'm declaring that art is a very wonderful way to do it. Art, play, music, dance, gardening. Let's stop flipping. I'm going to try not to swear today because I have a birthday.
It's okay.
That is my passion right now.
Good.
Something else we can do. Let's talk about shaking.
I need to get a drink too.
Please do. Shake your hands. Everything's happening. The world's on fire. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't shake your carpal tunnel hand, please.
I'm pushing on it.
How about that? This is what we would call adaptive shaking.
Okay, got it.
Find the way that works for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a frightened animal? They sit and they're tremoring.
That's what.
This is a way that animals, which we are an animal, relieve and release stress is by literally they shake it off.
Oh, now you're thinking me. I'm thinking Taylor Swift. Shake it off. Shake it off. Now if we could play Taylor, even
that shit. That woman. Can you believe how smart that girl is?
She's awesome, and I love how people make fun of her because she has different boyfriends every few months. Good for her. She's awesome.
Nice boy. But so right. So if you're feeling shut down, then the opposite would be to just shake, or be like Matthew McConaughey in
Wolf of Wall Street. You're so funny. Oh my God.
But it's all over. All over. Have you heard the story of why Matthew McConaughey does this?
No.
Matthew McConaughey does this to make himself real before he acts.
Really?
teacher of his gave him this as a tool.
Didn't know that.
I'm a strange person.
No, you have a
I
lot
might
of.
have made that up, but even if I made it up, I think it's we're just going to go with it. But I don't think I made it up. It's a weird thing for me to come, but who knows? But yes. And then he's singing in it, right?
Mhm.
And he's in the middle of a fucking restaurant.
Totally. Yeah, in New York City.
And now he's a millionaire in the movie, but that's
Yeah.
But why can't I do this at the grocery store if I just need to remember I'm real?
Yeah.
What is that doing? Oh, that feels so much better. I'm here.
I'm present.
So the world is on fire. We're never going to fix it. The world is on fire. I can't handle it. The world is on fire. This has been me. It's been my mind. I'm in tears, and so why try to do anything beyond my nose? When I feel like that, I feel like that's when the care of self, to be full of care for self, as distinct from self-care. I'm going to do a thing. I have an action that I'm going to take. But that smile helps us cultivate the fullness of care for self. And children love it. Have you taught your children the smile yet? Did I give you that assignment?
No, I have not, but I will go to see them in
It's just
about an
smile.
hour and a half. No, with the tongue behind. My son just got a palate expander in his mouth.
How's he doing?
A few
Dental
weeks.
torture as a
Oh,
child.
he's only 8, right? So he's like, yeah, his mouth is like, it's bad enough mommy goes in and I have to put a tool in and tighten it. So yeah,
So
that's
hold
okay.
hands, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you smile through your hands and he receives the smile.
He's
And
not
and
sore
like,
there.
I don't know how his face feels,
He's
but
sore. His teeth are sore, but I don't know what.
and like just acknowledging the pain.
Yeah.
That this whole, like, we have to just tough through it. And adults, we do that. We have to tough through it, don't we? You can't take
Always.
a year off work because something
Nope.
happens. No,
Nope.
we've got to. So also then, how can I be cultivating a different lived experience inside? So when I'm getting together with people, that we can be experiencing connection rather than like just trying to hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
So the KDZ today, KAYTEEZEE, I think the best benefit I can offer today is all of the science, all of the spirit, everything distills to, we're going to look at things a different way. Focus, we're exhaling. When people say, take a deep breath, breathe, just exhale. Just notice that you're exhaling, because that's going to bring the body towards relaxation. If you're upset about something, start saying it out loud. Mine is, I feel like the world is on fire. I will always talk about feelings. I'm never going to say, you're never going to hear me use see. So my remedy is going to be a different direction based on how I understand the yoga that I'm in. But even if it's not, I'm now like, oh, well, I've noticed what's happening. I've noticed what's happening in my mind. I've named what's happening in my body. I don't have to label the emotion. I don't have to label the meaning. I don't have to call it good or identifying something and labeling something are not necessarily the same in this moment, right? Because I'm just identifying that I'm having a feeling. And then I'm saying that feeling is a lot more or less, whatever. So I'm just going to cultivate a different feeling. Maybe I'm going to deal with the why later. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm at work, like whatever. And then also when it gets into those deeper layers of pain, we don't always remember. I don't want to remember all of my wounds. I want to repair them. Smile, have an orgasm. Don't want with your kids. We do that,
Yeah.
Let's remember, because we're the grown up and we have discernment.
Mm-hmm.
We have a responsibility to that. But it's all coming from the same place. It's all coming from us.
True.
And that this larger perspective, right? I'm holding that my job right now is I am the mom and my job is to protect, and I'm terrified and blah, blah, but you want to come from the love. So this is one way. There's so many ways. I just offer one of them. And then sometimes we bang on things and make sound, and it's really fun, and art as well.
Did you paint that? You're pointing behind you. Is that something
I am
you
pointing behind you. I
Oh,
made all of this. Yeah, this
Did
is.
you?
Want to see what my boot looked like before I had it cut off?
no, let me see. Let me see.
So I did a whole ritual
Oh,
before I had my mastectomy, and I painted my body, and I put paint on my breasts, and then I made breast prints because I didn't want to look back at the figure that I no longer have. I wanted to look back at the transformation. I made it art. Art.
Love it.
Other people do different things.
Oh, it's
But like,
beautiful.
where do I have agency? I got to cut it
Yeah.
off. They're gonna do all this stuff. I don't want like, and I wanted it gone. I take them both, man. I don't want cancer in this body.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to make her name is Blanche. Blanche and Bob Boob, B-E-W-B.
Oh,
They
okay.
needed to
I
be
didn't know you had
named.
names. Okay.
I
You're
named
great.
them. Well, because
Yeah.
because Blanche was going to individuate, go off on her own. I wanted a way to kind of have a little bit of distance, but also be related. So I named them, and I also had the provider's name speak to Blanche. We talked about Blanche. We didn't talk about cancer. Having it personified gives me, like, I can feel connection right now. My energy body is like feeling into breast, even though it's not here. So that's, I guess, also what I do. I used to think it was cheating, but now I understand it's actually quite useful. It doesn't make the problem go away. It just helps me relate to it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And so the world's on fire. We're not going to fix it. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. Make sure we have a sense of bum so we remember that we're real. Yeah. And then we're going to come into the circuit that we make with people. Jill and I would so be like hanging out if we were.
Totally.
Well, I can tell our bodies just like do the same thing.
Now I'm feeling like, oh, I need to stretch.
Yeah, see?
Yawn. It's so good to be myself with you.
We should actually relax when we're supposed to be having a terrible time. Oh my goodness. It's okay. It is okay. So pleasant.
Ah, thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, remind us how we can reach out to you.
Kayteezee. I'm the only Katherine Zitterbart online. And
Are you really? That's awesome, right? Because
I'm the only Katie Zitterbart. I'm not the only
in the world, but in the world.
To my knowledge, I'm the only me.
I mean, of course.
Also, to my knowledge, I'm the only Katie Zitterbart. I'm sure I'm not, though.
I know what you mean.
I'm a German with the first name Katherine. That's pretty European. So.
Well, thank you for being here
Thank
again.
you.
And spell the website
Kayteezee. She's a whack job with a background in science. That's all people need to know. We have a lot of fun together.
Beautiful. We do. Thank you so much for today. The world may be on fire, but we still need to live life and be happy. Thank you so much.
Pleasant. Just find a little bit of pleasant.
Good. Thank you again. Have a great day, sweetheart. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.